In this video, we're going to talk about how to transfer files off your Lyrics prompter to your home computer for editing and back again. We're going to start off simple with the most common way, which is going to be the good old thumb drive or flash drive. Let's get started. We are over on the Lyrics prompter. The reason we're going to start here is pretty simple. The file is over here that I'm looking for. Now, I'm going to use the supplied controller / wireless keyboard / trackpad to show you how easy this is to actually navigate. What you're seeing on the screen right now is portrait mode, which is what most of you are going to be seeing in your real life usage. But I'm going to switch that to landscape mode for the sake of this video so it's easier to follow along with and it fills the screen. Now that that's done, I'm going to put in my USB drive. Now you're going to notice that nothing happened, nothing popped up on our desktop, and this is normal. At some point Windows decided that it kept the desktop cleaner if it didn't pop up. So all we need to do is go down to the File Explorer. Click that, and you're going to see USB drive D. Click it, and this folder is empty. So now we just go up to our file that we want, we click, and drag it over. Now you might get a prompt, don't even sweat it. All you have to do is click yes. And it is transferred over. Now, if for some reason you don't see your USB drive over here in the list, it could be that it is formatted for the wrong system. I have this one set up in a filing system for Mac, and I'll show you what that looks like when I put it in. Now we'll go down to the File Explorer, and nothing pops up. So I will show you when we go over to my desktop computer on the Mac how we can correct this problem. We are over at my MacBook now, and this is where I like to do a lot of my editing. So we're going to take our USB stick, and Apple in its infinite wisdom has only put USB-C ports on the new MacBooks, so I have to use a hub. So I'm going to plug this in. Now these Switchblade style USB sticks are really cool, but they can be kind of a pain to put in. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this real quick. And you will see that it pops up on the desktop, which is really nice. So when you double click that, it'll open up and you'll indeed see our lyrics file. And all you have to do is click, drag, and it'll copy to the desktop. Now if you recall, we had this other USB stick which did not read on the lyrics prompter because it's Windows. So I'm going to plug it into here and we'll see what happens. And you can see it's popped up and it is labeled Untitled. So the reason it's doing that is because this is only formatted to work on Macs. It's a Mac filing system that works quicker on Macs, but it does not work at all on Windows. So if you encounter this issue, it's fairly simple, and I'll show you how to correct it. So we're going to type in disk, which apparently I already did at one point, and it's going to go ahead and fill it out for disk utility. And you'll be able to see no name, which is our good USB, and untitled. Now normally you could just go down to erase, but when you go to erase, it's only going to show these formats. And these formats are only for Mac. So what I'm going to have to do is right click, go down to delete. And it's going to run through the program real quick and delete that. And it's done already, even though the animation wasn't caught up. And now you can see right here, this is my USB drive. And so what I'm going to do now is go down and hit erase. And now you'll see all the options. And the one that works for both Mac and Windows is exFAT. So we're going to select that and hit erase. And this one takes a little bit longer. And it is done. And now this USB stick will work on both machines. Let's talk about another way to get files off your lyrics prompter. This one is arguably the easiest one to do, and it involves just using your email address, attaching it to an email, and then sending it to yourself. Let's go over to the lyrics prompter and I'll show you how. Okay, we are over on the lyrics prompter. I'm going to go down to the default browser. You can use whatever browser you like, it doesn't matter. And for today's purposes, I've created an account on Gmail. And if you don't have an account on Gmail, it's easy and it's free to set up. So I'm going to go up to Compose. And in the To field, I'm going to use the email that I'm using right now that I created for this. You'll just put in whatever your email is. And I've already emailed myself once, so you can see it's already started to auto-populate, so I'll just click that. And then you don't have to fill out the subject field, but for today's purposes, I'll just put in test. Then we'll go down to the little clip at the bottom, and you'll click that. And if you don't see your file, our file is sitting on the desktop, so you can just go over to desktop, click there, and then it'll populate, and you can just select your lyrics file. Then go over to open, and that'll upload. And as soon as it's done, all you have to do then is click send. And you'll see that it automatically is already there. It sends instantly. But now let's go over to the Mac, and I'll open it over there so you can see that it's going to populate there, and I'll be able to download it there. We are over on my Mac now, so I'm going to show you how to load it up. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to use Safari. And of course, type Gmail again. And I'm already signed in, so it's going to load up, and you will see right here is our email. So all we have to do is click right here and click download. Do you want to download? Allow. And it should be really fast. Lyric files are generally pretty small. So if you click here, it'll show where it downloaded at. And if you click this little icon, it'll actually show you the file. And now if we want to take that and keep that on our desktop, we can just drag, drop. And now you can see it is on our desktop and ready to be edited. Now for the final one that's really common to use, and personally the one that I like to use the most. Although it's a little bit complicated setup, it saves so much time in the end. It's using a cloud service like Google Drive or OneDrive. But today we're going to use Google Drive. We are over here on the lyrics prompter now. So we're going to want to go down to our browser again. Click that. And then type in Google Drive Desktop. It might autofill. When it does, you can just hit enter. Now make sure that the link does say Google. Click that. And it's going to come up with Windows and Mac. Obviously, we're going to use Windows for this one. Click download. And the download speed will depend on what your internet connection is and how Google feels that day. Now we're going to go ahead and click open file. We don't need a desktop for the Google Docs. We just want it for the actual application. So go ahead and click install. You don't really need that shortcut, but I like to have it. I'm going to get rid of my browser here, clean up this mess a bit. And click launch, and that's going to load it into the system. Now that that's done, we can go over and you will see that we have one over here. And that'll load up on startup for you, but we're going to use the actual shortcut. And if you aren't already logged into Google, it may ask you to log in, but mine's already logged in. Here's the drive, double click that, and you'll see the folder is empty. So same as before with the USB, we're going to drag and drop it into this folder. Go ahead and click yes on this, and it will upload. Now I want to create a shortcut because I don't want to keep going into this folder over and over. So I'm going to right click, go down to show more options, and create shortcut. I'm going to drag and drop this over onto the desktop real quick. And since I have it out there, I can delete this file now. And to show you that this works, I'm going to delete the original file. So I'm just going to take it up, drop it in the trash can, and I'm going to click this guy here. And if I did everything correctly, our lyrics open up. Now let's go over to the Mac, and I'll load it up over there so you can see how easy it is to set it up almost the same way. All right, we are over here on the Mac now, so I'm going to go ahead and go down to our browser. And open that up, and then once again I'm going to type in Google Drive Desktop. Oh, nope, Desktop. There we go. And click here. And we're going to go to the same link. Make sure again that it says Google. And you'll see Windows and Mac. Of course, we're on Mac, so we're going to go ahead and do Mac. Click download for Mac, and it'll download. or not. Okay, connection lost. Interesting. I've never had that happen. I'm just going to go ahead and click reload, and there we go. Holy smokes, that was fast. Interesting. Well, we're going to click here, and it'll show us the file and folder. I'm going to go ahead and click this guy to open it. And then we need to click this one to get the installer going. It's just going to walk us through. We just need to hit continue. You need to allow it. Hit continue here. And then it's going to ask you if you want to change locations, but you can just leave it default. Now you'll need to put in your password. And this is for your desktop, not for Google. And this shouldn't take too long. There we go. Close that out. We're going to have a couple pop-ups, but first we'll move this to the trash. I'm going to go up here and say got it. It's just asking if I want to sync stuff, and this is telling me that it's going to be running in the background. Of course we want that, so no big deal. I'm going to close this browser to get rid of it, close this window. I'm going to go up here to the top. This is our drive. I'm going to take a tour. Just kidding. We're going to go no thanks. I'm going to go down to Google Drive here. Just click OK. You don't need to read this stuff here. And this is just asking if you want to stream files, mirror files. You can just leave it on stream for now. No big deal. Go into Open in Finder. And this is our drive. Now, there is an easier way to do all this. You can see over here on the left-hand side, there is the Google Drive, so you go right to it. So you'll see, there it is. There's our lyrics. So we need a shortcut, but it's called Alias in Mac. So I'll make that real quick. And then I'll drag that to the desktop. Go ahead and hit confirm. And it actually just moved it out, so I don't need to delete the other one. And now I'm going to close this window apparently. And I'm going to click this and open it up. And if all works, it should actually load into the editing software. Now from here, we can actually edit our file. And the cool part about doing it on the drive system is that if I edit it here on my Mac, everything that I edit, once I hit save, will go to the cloud. And as soon as I connect to the cloud on the lyrics prompter, it'll automatically update. So any lyrics that I add or any pages that I add to it will automatically update. It's really handy. And there you have it. That wasn't too bad, now was it? Now that's just a few of our favorite ways to get files transferred from your lyrics prompter to your home computer and then back again. Now, whether you're using a USB thumb drive or simply emailing it to yourself or setting up the cloud service, which again is my favorite, it's more complicated to set up, but it updates on both machines, which is really, really nice. But if you have any questions or problems, feel free to reach out to us. And now, let's get those lyrics edited and get out there and have a great gig.